Yo, what is going on, guys? We're back today for another content creator program video, and today we're going to be talking about this big, ugly green machine. This dude, he's awesome. I think he's a really great champ. He's just so ugly. Like, look at this guy, man. Oh, disgusting. But he's really cool, and I think he's actually a really good champion. So we're going to break it down. Let's talk about the stats a little bit. He's got a pretty solid health pool. And block efficiency is alright. Other stats, but the health pool is really great, man. It's almost 32,000. That's comparable to Void. Void's at, I think it was 34,000. Where's my Void at? And you guys know Void. He has a massive health pool. So yeah, Void's 34. Bomb's new A-bomb is 32 almost. So I have some masteries. I have suicides going as well. So it's changing a bit, but yeah, great base stats. As far as synergies go, he's not reliant on any synergies, but he has a couple cool ones, and that can really help him. The first one here with Venom the Duck and Man-Thing are pretty cool. It gives him a heavy attack, armor breaks on heavy attacks, which is just a nice utility to have. You know, you never know when you might need to armor break an opponent, so just having a synergy that you can bring it is cool. This next one here with Abomination, I think is not that good. Basically, you can innervate debuff. The innervate debuff's pretty trash for power control. You know, they're I mean, they can be okay, but they don't affect like they only affect combat power, right? They don't affect like power gain buffs or anything like that. So it could be useful in some matchups, but don't really rate that synergy too highly. This one with Red Skull is really good. Basic attacks required to trigger self-poison are reduced by 2. This is actually really huge because you want to apply self-poisons on yourself. This one with King Groot's pretty good too, plus 15% potency on personal poison and acid burn effects. The acid burn is crazy damage output, so to increase the potency on that is awesome. And then with the Hulk, some critical rating, you know, not bad. So let's talk about this guy's abilities. We're going to talk about this really quick. So the signature ability is not needed, but it's nice. It just makes him better. Makes his damage better, makes his debuffs better, and he increases his cap on self-poisons, which again is good. His passive here, he's basically 100% resistant to poison, so he's going to take no damage from it. And the recovery reduction from poison is 50% less effective. Basically what that means is right now, how poison works in this game is if you have a poison on you, it reduces healing by 30%. What this basically does is it, instead of the poison reducing your healing by 30%, it reduces it to 15%. It takes away 50% potency. So this allows him to basically regen from poison more. And it's cool because it basically gives him a passive regen if you're running willpower, which is awesome. So there's a lot of text here. I'm going to explain it through gameplay and everything like that. Basically, how this dude works is he has a toxic aura, and using the special 3 enhances the toxic aura. So you want to use the special 3 before you activate toxic aura in longer fights. He's more meant for longer fights. So yeah, ideally you start with special 3. Then you go to special 2, you activate the toxic aura. The toxic aura stacks up to 4 times. When you're in the toxic aura, you place poisons on the opponent. Once they get to 10 poison stacks, you turn it into a, what's it called? The burn. What was it? Toxic burn? Acid burn, that's it. Turn it into an acid burn. And acid burns deal damage, a lot of damage. Basically, then you throw the special 1. This increases the poisons on you, and toxic aura stays active on you longer by consuming poisons on you. So the more poison debuffs you have on you, you can keep toxic aura up. It's kind of like Omega Red and his death field, you know. It's comparable to his toxic aura, but he has a way to keep his toxic aura up pretty much forever once you get it activated, and he can stack it up to 4 times, and it just makes it more effective. It's just you're applying more poison that much faster. The more poisons you're applying, the faster you get to 10. Once you get to 10, again, you get the acid burn. So yeah, these stack up to 4. So basically the rotation is special 3, special 2, special 1, special 2, special 1, special 2, special 1, special 2, because the special 1 is going to keep giving you more poisons. If you have toxic aura active, it gives you 6 poison debuffs. So this lets you keep those toxic auras active by consuming those poison debuffs. And so that's really the cycle. And then once you get to 4, then this takes a long time to do. This is for really long-winded fights, which I'm going to show you in like Labyrinth of Legends, basically. And then you can use special 3s, and then special 3 gets another effect here. So inflict acid burn, dealing 14,000 direct damage over 5 seconds. Each stack in the toxic aura inflicts 1 additional acid burn effects. So if you have 4 of them, you then inflict 5 acid burns, each one doing 14,000 damage. So the damage really stacks up, man. It gets pretty crazy once you have that many the toxic auras. So enough talking. It probably sounded very confusing, but once you'll see it, you'll see what's going on, and I'll explain it better through the gameplay. Alright guys, now for the gameplay. We're going to start in Realm of Legends with some decently big health pools, about 500,000 HP. We're going to be fighting Scarlet Witch and Wolverine, showing you guys what Abomination can do against healing. Because he not only does he have all those poisons, but he also has Petrify, which is pretty cool. So I think this guy could actually be pretty solid against Wolverine Weapon X in like Alliance War or something, with all those poisons, because that's like pretty much the only way to one of the few ways to stop Weapon X's healing with poisons. Yeah, with Immortal Abombination, you see the suicides were taking damage at the start of the fight, but once the bleed fell off, then we actually started healing positively. So yeah, with willpower, you know, this guy's basically a regen. But in Alliance War or in Arena, like when you're facing opponents with masteries active, you are going to have to worry about despair. If they have despair on, then they're probably going to turn off your healing, but it won't get reversed, so you don't really have to worry. And he's immune to the poison, so it's like not that big of a deal. Cool thing about this fight against Scarlet Witch though is if she poisons us, that's a good thing, man. We want the more poisons on us, the better, because we're 100% immune. But not like immune, like resistant, I guess is the word. You're going to see I get hit a couple times in these fights, but that's fine. What I really like about Abomination here is when we have the acid burn going, you see that's the red passive icon up there. That's what gets applied when we hit 10 poisons. And when acid burn is active, we're actually unblockable. All attacks are unblockable, which is amazing. I love champions with unblockability type abilities. That's not right. I don't know. But yeah, I love champions that can utilize unblockable in some fashion. We're gonna roll out at the end of this fight, killer. So yeah, the unblockable is actually super nice. You're gonna see when we get to Labyrinth of Legends, you know, with Limber and everything. I'm not sure if I parry a single time. I might parry at the start, but I really don't parry much in that Labyrinth fight, and it's just, it's so great, man. Just being able to break the opponent's block with Unblockable, it's very nice. Really, one of my favorite mechanics to have in this game. That's why I love champs like Nick Fury, you know, once you can get him Unblockable, and Aegon. It takes Aegon forever to get to that point, 1,000 hits. But yeah, so Wolverine here, I do have Despair active. And you're going to see he's healing quite a bit at the start of the fight here. We got enough poisons to stop that healing, but once we convert those poisons into an acid burn, it's the despair is going to go away, and then he is going to heal. But you know, Immortal Abomination easily has the damage alone to kill this Wolverine. Like even if we couldn't stop the healing, he also has a Petrify that he can apply, which is pretty nice. With that Petrify, you actually will be able to reverse some healing, because Despair can take healing to 0, but on its own, it's not able to invert healing. You need a Petrify or champion with a specific ability to do so. So yeah, you see we start the fight with the special 3. Now we go for special 2. Now we get the Toxic Aura up, and it's going to be an improved Toxic Aura. So that's what we really want. And you see it's easy for us to get to 10 and to get that Acid Burn. That's only with 1. You know, the more you get, the quicker it becomes. So I'm going to go for another one here. This isn't the ideal rotation, but for more of a shorter fight like this, I'm going to go special 3, special 2, special 2, and then another special 3. And that way, we're going to deal some pretty good damage, and he should be dead. So right there, you see we break his block. It's just it's super nice being able to play so aggressive. It's really great. And you might be saying, oh, Legacy, but this is Realm of Legends. You know, the opponent doesn't have a special 3. That wouldn't be realistic in actual matchups. And okay, that's a fair point. But in Labyrinth of Legends, they do have a special 3, so you'll see how we do it there. Here, I completely eat a special 2 to the face, eat a special 1 to the face, but he's dead. You can see those toxic auras that we applied just melted him, man. Those toxic auras, they're so great, man. And that was only with having 2 active for that special 3 to get in an additional 2, and we can get 2 more even. So a Star-Lord here. This dude has a ton of health. Let's go. Let's try to solo this guy. So yeah, I don't think I parry a single time in this fight. I might parry like once or twice. I'm gonna try to watch for it. But as I started getting close to soloing him and getting his health low, I was like, I should try to do this without parrying a single time, because like it's totally doable. It's actually like it's kind of better to just not parry. I find like it's really easy to break through their block. You can have not 100% uptime on the block ability, but you can have a really high uptime on it. And because what you can do is once you have the toxic aura active, you can actually just hit their block and they'll start gaining poisons. And once you have 4 of them, like a combo and then a couple blocked hits, you'll be at 10 like that. And then you can just break through their block. You'll see me do that at least once in this fight. I know I do it towards the end. I'm basically hitting his block and I'm not unblockable yet. And then like my 4th hit, I become unblockable, break his block, and then I'm able to finish the combo. So you see right there, boom, we just break through his block. Like, you know, like we don't care. Like we just don't care. Just break right through his block. It's great. Really like that. So start of the fight, always in these long fights, go for the special 3. So get that special 3 active. It's gonna enhance our toxic aura. Now we want to build to our special 2, get the toxic aura up. We're at 12 poisons, which is his cap. At signature 200, or that might just be sig 1, I don't know how it scales. This is a sig 200 Abomination. But yeah, so you'll see now, basically there's that little combo icon under our health bar. Basically it's at 8. So it's normally at 10, but with the Red Skull synergy it's at 8. Once that goes to 0, it resets and we get a poison applied to us. That's just doing hits. So that's really good because it inflicts the poison on us, which again we're completely immune to. And you'll see those poisons are getting eaten by the toxic aura to stay active, because the toxic aura normally only lasts for 10 seconds, but you can make it last infinitely by feeding poisons to elongate the timer on it, essentially. So that's what we're doing, but you know, it's hard to keep up a ton of poisons once they really start stacking up. So that's why we throw the special 1s, because the special 1 gives us 6 poison debuffs, and that's really the cycle. So at this point, you know, I'm just going special 2, special 1, cycling between them to build up the 4 toxic armors, and then we'll be able to go for those special 3s like you saw in that Wolverine fight and just get fat stacks of damage windows off through damage over time with those acid burns. So that's what we're slowly building up to. It's very slow build up to fully build them up, kind of like Apocalypse, really long build up. But once you do it, it's pretty crazy damage output, very reliable damage output. But you know, right there you see the unblockable helped with the evade because he started blocking. But you know, he's still good for medium fights. He's still really good for medium fights, like you saw against Wolverine and Scarlet Witch. Like, I think he'll be a pretty good war attacker. I think he'll have definitely some uses in war. He'll be good for those like medium to long fights. You know, he's probably not gonna be the best for short fights. He'll really excel in the super long fights. So now you can see, now that we're at 4 of the toxic auras, that is the max amount. You can see it's super easy to get the acid burner. So we do 1-5-hit combo here, and you can see he's already got that acid burn up, and we got the special 1 off. Then we're unblockable. It resets. You see here it reset. Boom, we're already at 6. 1 more combo. Boom, and then we get it, and then boom, now we're unblockable. And just easily break through his block. And not only that, but it does great damage over time as well, which is awesome. You can see it's doing 2,800? Over 2,500 damage per tick, which is great. Now we go for the special 3. So this is, I think this is the first special 3 fully built up. So watch this damage output that we're about to get off, man. Let's see, his health right now is at 63%. Let's see what it goes down to. So you see we have 5 of those on. Each one's doing, I'm seeing some 14,000 ticks. We get him down to 55%. So we did about, what was it, 8% of his health. Like this dude has a lot of health. That's a lot of damage that we got off. And so now what the cycle becomes, now that we are at the max stack, Toxic Auras is just special 3 to get off that fat damage, and then do a special 1 just to fill up the poisons, because we don't want the Toxic Auras to start falling off, because then we won't do as much damage on our special 3s, and our poisons will be slower to apply. So yeah, once you get up to these 4, man, it's pretty ridiculous. And yeah, the damage output that you can get at this point is just, it's crazy, super crazy. And the special 3 animation is pretty funny looking too, just spewing acid on them and they're burning. Man, this dude is so ugly, and it looks like he's just farting everywhere, man. Ugh. I would not want to fight this guy if I was in this game. I would not want to fight him at all. Yeah, as you can see, this is the cycle. He's pretty gross, but he's pretty cool too at the same time, and I think he's a pretty good champion. So yeah, like I said, I don't think I've parried yet. You can see it's really easy to just play with the unblock ability once you get built up like this. Very easy to break through the opponent's block and utilize it to its fullest potential. And here you see I'm getting hit a bit. We get hit in these fights. It's all good though. Like I said, his health pool is pretty thick. So he's got a Toxic Husk, so he can take some damage. You know, it's all good. And yeah, here we're gonna go for another special 3. Burn him in the acid, and just watch the damage roll in, man. Just look at those numbers in red. Focus on those numbers in red. 14,000 per tick. Oh, it's beautiful. I see a 27,000 in there, man. Oof, that's a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. And you see right there, so we're hitting into his block, and then he goes to 10 poisons, and then we were able to become unblockable and just break through his block. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Not having to rely on having to intercept or to parry or to bait heavy attacks to get an opening is a really nice mechanic to have. That's what makes Ghost such a good champion, because you know, with her phasing, she has a way to get openings, and unblockable is definitely pretty great. It's just not many champions have it, and if they do have it, it usually requires quite a bit of build up or something specific that you have to do, and that it's difficult to sustain. And it's the same for Abomination here. It's quite difficult to build to 4. It takes a lot of special attacks to get to this point, for sure. So yeah, we go for one more special 3 here. You can see that damage just pouring in, takes him down, almost kills him here. We're gonna go for one more special 1, hit him with the rollout, and yeah, Star-Lord's dead. So you know, he's definitely not the best champion in the game or anything like that. I think he's probably the best poison damage dealer in the game though, which is great. There's not many champions that have access to poison, let alone can do really solid damage with it, so that's really cool. It's good to have another champion that can do damage through poison, everything like that. But yeah, I think he's pretty solid. I think he's really cool. Definitely a peculiar looking champion. I'm a fan though. I'm quite a fan of him. Let me know what you guys think of Immortal Abomination. I definitely think he's the best champ of this month between him and Hulk. I haven't even played Hulk, to be honest. Just from what everyone says, doesn't sound the greatest. But I think Immortal Abomination's a banger. But yeah, I'm very interested to hear what you guys think about him. And in the comments, you know, let me know down below what you think of him, but also what other gameplay you guys want to see. We also have the 6-star on the CCP beta that we can rank up, take him to rank 3 if you guys want to see that. Yeah, any gameplay you guys want to see, let me know. And if I have access to it, I can try it out. Thank you guys so much for watching though. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Peace out.